What's going on, guys? This is Alex from Part-Time First Sergeant. This video is part 6 of a series where I talk about promotions in the National Guard. In this video, I'll specifically be talking about your 4100. So check this out. So before we start, if you haven't watched some of my older videos in the series regarding promotion, I strongly recommend you go back to video 3, 4, and 5, where I talk about updating your ERB and some strategies to update it fast. If you're having an issue with your 4100, odds are you have an issue with your ERB, and odds are you have an issue with your records. So you need to get those things squared away first before you start with your 4100. Your 4100 is pretty straightforward, so let's get started. As you can see here, I have a 4100 from a specialist. It's a little bit different than what you're used to seeing from the older form that we used to use as part of the EPS. And this is standard across the National Guard. So regardless of what state you go to, you're gonna be seeing the same thing. This is a National Guard Army standard. This form is made up of 6 sections. We start here at the very top. We have section 1, which is your personal data. It's straightforward. It has your name, your unit, your date of birth, your date of rank, and your pay entry base date. We discussed a lot about that on previous videos. So if your name is incorrect, odds are this is not yours. So go ahead and find the correct one that belongs to you. Your unit, it'll be correct 99.9% of the times, unless you're in one of those funky situations where you belong to another unit, but you attach to a unit for a specific mission. Your date of birth, once again, it's accurate. It's gonna be accurate because it's gonna be something that was in your records when you first enlisted in the military. Now, if it was wrong back then, if for some reason you never updated, you have bigger issues. Your data rank, ensure that that information is correct. Your pay entry base date, same thing. It's unlikely that it's incorrect because you will have to have met your time in service before you're eligible for promotion. Now, if you're having an issue with your Pbd, make sure that you go back through your ERB and see if it's incorrect there. And if it's incorrect there, most likely you have some screwed up documents inside your IPERMs. You need to print out all your forms that you have that shows your pay entry base date, essentially the first date you entered into the military, and ensure that's updated through your Readiness NCO. Make sure you follow your NCO support channel into the Readiness NCO's office. And if you go down here, continuing in section 1, it's your social security number, pretty straightforward. It's your rank. Now, if you're an E4 and an E5, this is the form that you're getting. You're not gonna have anything here in the career progression MOS. You're gonna have your primary MOS. Ensure that the MOS that you want to get promoted into is your primary MOS that's in your 4100. For some reason you have 2 MOSs and you want to be considered for an MOS other than the MOS that you're holding now, this is when you make the change. Otherwise, if you are in one list, it's highly unlikely to very difficult for you to be considered for promotion on a different list that your packet wasn't put in for, right? So once you make the EPS, it's one of those things where you're stuck with that list until the next cycle, the following year, where you're able to now put in a packet for that different MOS that you hold. Going forward, your basic enlisted service date is straightforward. I mentioned on previous videos. And also your ETS date, it really doesn't matter because once you get put in for the packet, they'll offer you the promotion, they'll offer you the position, and then it's up to you whether or not to accept it and extend or just ETS out of the military. On block 12 on section 1, you're gonna see that active status program, yes, which means that you're an active member of the National Guard. It does not mean that you're on active duty. And to the right of that, you're gonna see technician selective service code, November. Going down here, your award section, section 2, this, like I said, will list all of your awards. For some reason, your awards is not on that section. Odds are it's not on your ERB. Odds are it's not in your IPERMs, which means that you have a bigger issue. You need to go back and fix all of those things. If you have any questions on that, by the way, go watch promotions part 3, 4, and 5, where I discuss how to update that information. And right next to it, this number 15 here indicates how many points you're earning from this award right here. Not every single award earns you points, and the number next to the award is the number of awards that you have of that specific award, if it makes any sense. Section 3, these are your qualifications. So as you can see here, your weapons qual, this soldier shot a marksman, which is gonna hurt him, and his APFT score You know, he's got a 216. He's getting very close to a 70 in each event, which is not bad, but it's not great. And this is what's going to hurt him right here. And this is what I talk about on my other promotion videos. It's, you know, other residency training, self-development courses, and post-secondary semester hours. These are things that are 100. If you notice at section 3, every item is 100% within your control, right? And you can say, well, how can I shoot better? I only go to the range once a year. Well, you have access to your weapons almost every single drill with a few exceptions, which means that you can be doing dry fire. You can be doing the washer drill. You could be doing, you know, basic fundamentals, right? Because shooting is not just taking a bullet and shooting it down range. It's all the fundamentals associated with it. So yes, even your weapon squad is 100% within your control. You can sign your weapon out during drill week in a home station drill, and you can lay there on the floor for 30 minutes to an hour and practice your fundamentals. Matter of fact, if you're in E5, you should be doing that with your entire team. And if not, if you're a squad leader, you should be doing that with your entire squad. This is 100% within your control. You can do this. And as an individual soldier, you can request, hey, Sergeant, last time I didn't shoot very well. I'm having an issue with some basic fundamentals of marksmanship. You know, can we iron out, you know, can we carve out 30 minutes to an hour of an entire drill weekend so I can sign my weapon out and practice some of the fundamentals? You know, this is skill level 10. You can, you know, pull out a skill level 10 book, a soldier book, and you can read through it. This is actually a class that you can give with actions, conditions, and standards, right? That you can pull out and you can improve that. Your APFT, that's 100% within your control. The way to get better with your push-ups, sit-ups, and run is by doing more push-ups, sit-ups, and runs, right? And improve your diet so you can perform better. Same thing, residency courses, post-secondary, which is your college, self-development courses. These are all 100% up to you. He doesn't have control over awards. He doesn't have control over the board points, but he has control over section 3, and that's 100% up to him, and so do you. You know, thank you very much for checking out this video. Check me out on parttimefirstsergeant.com or on social at parttimefirstsergeant, and use the hashtag drill weekend, and I'll find you. And let's continue this conversation. Thank you.